हेलो। हेलो, all of you join. हेलो। Excuse me. Hello. Join first. Okay, Namma. Hello. So far only 26% joined. What about other persons? All of you join. So ask all your students about all the friends. Okay. So dear students, so far we have completed external flows. So fluid flow and heat transfer analysis on external flows. For example, flow on a flat plate, flow on the outside surface of the cylinder. All those comes under external flows. Whereas internal flows, so like what flow on a flat plate, flow on the outside surface of cylinder, the flows like internal flows. There is fluid flow, the steam flow inside a pipeline, steam flow or water flow inside a tube. So if there is we consider any steam pipe, and in that pipe the steam is flowing inside the pipe, that is internal flows. It is having some velocity, steam having velocity and temperatures. That's why boundary layer will be formed inside the tube also, inside the pipe. That's why, so today we'll discuss regarding internal flows inside a tube, laminar flow inside a tube. So this is a tube, laminar flow. So if we consider laminar flow, so development of a boundary layer. So how the boundary layer developed? How the boundary layer developed inside the tube? Okay. So if you consider take a tube and initially the development of laminar velocity profile. This is velocity profile. So this is also velocity profile. This is velocity profile. This is velocity profile. So this is boundary layer formation. Boundary layer formation. So up to this, there is unestablished flow. Once the flow is stabilized, then there is a fully developed flow. So U free stream, velocity of the fluid. U is the velocity at any distance from the center of the pipe in the positive distance or in the positive y or negative y. So U is the velocity at a distance y from the center or from the surface of the wall of the from the wall of the tube. This is wall of the tube. This is wall of the tube. That is wall tube. If you take a tube, wall. This is no wall. This is center of the pipe. So D is the diameter of the pipe. So entrance length, LE, E for entrance length. Unestablished flow. This is the fully developed flow. Up to certain entrance, up to certain small distance, the flow is unestablished. Once the flow stabilizes, and the flow will be fully developed. So initially the velocity profile slow because here velocity is slow and velocity at the entrance of the pipe. Whenever the fluid strikes the entrance of the pipe, this is the velocity profile. All velocity is same. Once to some extent after reaching some distance, so this is the velocity profile. Velocity profile slightly changes and further away from the entrance. So this is the velocity profile. Then during this here, there is no boundary layer formed. So once the flow is flowing like this, boundary layer, this is boundary layer thickness, boundary layer thickness, boundary layer thickness, boundary layer thickness, boundary layer thickness. Here also the bottom side also the boundary layer thickness, boundary layer thickness, boundary layer thickness up to this, boundary layer thickness is a boundary layer thickness. So entrance length. So up to certain entrance length, the flow is not established. And at that instant, the formation of boundary layer. So boundary layer formation. So that is known as development of a laminar velocity profile in the intake region of a tube. The development of a laminar velocity profile in the intake region of a tube. So once the flow is established, the flow will be fully developed. This flow is known as fully developed flow. And velocity profile is parabolic in nature. Velocity profile is parabolic in nature. So development of boundary layer. This is boundary layer formation. This is boundary layer formation. So for a consider laminar flow in a tube, up to certain entrance length, there is unestablished flow. And once after reaching the after stabilizing the flow, fully developed, there is a fully developed flow. And this is the velocity profile. So velocity distribution, we have to find out the velocity distribution equation or velocity, how is the velocity distributed, and this is parabolic nature. At the center, maximum velocity. So if you go in the upward direction, velocity slowly decreases. At the wall of the pipe, velocity 0. Similarly, here you go downwards, so at the center, maximum velocity, and velocity decreases, reaches velocity 0 at the wall of the pipe. So in the tube flow for a laminar condition, so this is fully developed flow, fully developed velocity distribution, which is parabolic in nature. Here slightly different, here slightly different, here slightly different up to certain length. That length is the entrance length, LE. Okay, na? A fluid of uniform velocity entering a tube is retarded near the walls. Retarded means velocity is 0 near the wall. This is wall of the tube. This is the wall of the tube. So velocity is 0. Retarded means velocity is 0. Retarded near the walls, and a boundary layer begins to develop as shown in the figure. Boundary layer begins to develop here. Boundary thickness 0. Here, this is the boundary thickness. This is the boundary thickness increases. And up to here, the boundary thickness reaches the boundary layer reaches the radius of the pipe. Whenever a boundary thickness reaches the radius of the pipe, whenever the boundary thickness reaches the radius of the pipe, and the flow will fully develop. So here boundary thickness is equal to radius of the pipe. Here boundary thickness, this is also boundary thickness. This is boundary thickness at this point. That is here, whenever the boundary thickness is equal to radius of the pipe, the flow will be fully developed. So but velocity is maximum at the center and zero near the walls, and a boundary layer begins to develop as shown in the figure. So this is a boundary layer formation, boundary layer formation, boundary layer formation, boundary layer formation. So as shown in the figure means that is the thickness of the boundary layer is limited to the pipe radius. So finally, maximum thickness of the boundary layer. What is the maximum thickness of the boundary layer? Limited to the pipe radius. Up to that maximum thickness only, pipe radius only, the boundary thickness reaches the radius of the ear. The boundary thickness reaches the radius of the pipe. That's what is the maximum value of boundary thickness? Radius of the pipe or tube. So that's why the thickness of boundary layer is limited to the pipe radius because of the flow being within a confined passage. So boundary layers from the pipe walls meet at the center of the pipe. Boundary layer from the pipe wall. Here the boundary layer at the center. Again from the bottom, boundary layer meet at the center of the pipe. So boundary layers, that is from the top as well as from the bottom, from the walls, meet at the center of the pipe, and the entire flow acquires the characteristics of a boundary layer. So once it reaches the gear, the completely, so the flow becomes stabilized. Once the boundary thickness becomes equal to the radius of the tube, there will not be any further change in the velocity distribution. So here velocity distribution like this. Here also velocity distribution same, parabolic nature. And after that, some distance, again velocity distribution same. That's why there will not be any change in the velocity distribution. Once the boundary thickness reaches the radius of the pipe. See here, maximum boundary thickness up to this point to this point. What is the boundary thickness? Radius of the pipe. So once the boundary thickness becomes equal to the radius of the tube or pipe, there will not be any further change in the velocity distribution. That is what is the meaning of that one? Here this is the velocity distribution. And if you take the velocity distribution, here also the same parabolic, here also the same, here also same. So there will not be any change in the velocity distribution. This invariant velocity distribution is called, fully developed velocity profile. This is fully developed velocity profile. That's why this is fully developed flow. Fully developed velocity profile. That flow is known as Poiseuille flow. Parabolic distribution. That flow is known as Poiseuille. Poiseulle. Poiseuille flow. And parabolic distribution. Fully developed flow is known as Poiseuille flow, and this distribution parabolic in nature. The entrance length is LE, E for entrance, L. How do you find out entrance length? There is a proportion. LE by D is equal to 0.0575 RE. LE by D is equal to 0.0575 RE, where LE is the entrance length, D is the diameter of the tube or pipe, RE is the Reynolds number, RE. So how do you find out entrance length LE? By multiplying with this 0.0575 RE, Reynolds number, into diameter of the pipe. RE, Reynolds number of the pipe, RE, Reynolds number. So how do you find out Reynolds number here? So here, because diameter of the pipe is the characteristic length. That's why rho Vd by mu. How do you calculate Reynolds number in the pipe? For a flat plate, rho Vx by mu. In the case of pipe or tube, that is rho Vd by mu. Okay, na? So next, so velocity distribution. So how do you find out the equation for velocity? Now we'll discuss velocity distribution. So consider a pipe or tube. In that you consider length of the tube L. This is the direction of the flow. This is a pipe, and take two sections, 1, 1, 2, 2. Here what is the pressure? If you take a small elemental volume of length dx, of radius small r, Consider whenever fluid is flowing inside the, so for laminar flow through a circular pipe, a circular pipe, the diameter of the pipe. Inside there you take a small radius, small fluid element R of a of dr thickness, and length of the fluid element dx. And here there are two forces. One is pressure force, other one is shear force. P1 is the pressure at the section 1, 1. That pressure is acting on this fluid element like this. So positive x direction. P is the pressure intensity. R is the radius of the fluid element. Radius of the fluid element. So pressure force, how do you calculate? Pressure intensity P into area pi r square. So pressure acting in the positive x direction, P into pi r square. Pressure force. P is the pressure intensity. So pressure is equal to force by area. That's why force is equal to pressure into area, pi r square. And here, P is the pressure here. What is the pressure at the right hand side here? P plus dou P by dou x into for a distance of dx. That's why pressure at the right hand side. P plus dou P by dou x into dx into force pi r square area. You have to multiply with area. So circular area pi r square. So this is a pressure force. And next shear force. Shear force acting, where the flow is flowing in the positive x direction, shear force acting in the negative x direction, like this, like this. So tau is the shear stress, and but what is the surface area here? 2 pi r, 2 pi d into length dx. That's why area, surface area for this fluid element, 2 pi r into dx. That's why shear force, shear stress into 2 pi r into dx. That's why how many forces are the pressure force and shear forces. This is direction of flow. Consider a fluid element of radius r and thickness dr and a length of dx. Pressure force P into pi r square, which is acting in the positive x direction. Here P plus dou P by dou x and dx into pi r square acting in the negative x direction. And shear stress for a distance for the length of dx acting in the negative x direction, tau into shear force. This is shear force. Tau is the shear stress. So shear stress into area, surface area, then you'll get the shear force. Tau into 2 pi dx. So that's why for steady flow, so for steady flow, the net force on the element on the cylinder, net force on the cylinder for steady flow, the net force on the cylinder must be equated to 0. So in this steady flow condition and force, the net force, you can, what is the net force here? P into pi r square pressure force acting in the positive x direction. But P plus dou P by dou x into dx into pi r square acting in the negative x direction. That's a minus. And shear force acting in the negative x direction. That's a minus shear stress tau into 2 pi r into dx. That is equal to 0. So force balance, net force balance. So is equal to 0, force balance. You're balancing the force here. So P into pi r square minus P into pi r square get cancelled. Here what will be there? Minus dou P by dou x into dx into pi r square minus tau into 2 pi r into dx is equal to 0. So from this shear stress, tau is equal to, shear stress tau is equal to, minus minus get can. So okay, shear stress tau is equal to, if you take this term right hand side, tau into 2 pi r into dx. So 2 pi get cancelled, r square 1 r, 1 r square, out of r square r will be there, dx get cancelled. Finally from this relation, so here tau into 2 is equal to minus dou by dou x into r. From that, tau is equal to minus dou P by dou x into R by 2. That is equation number 1. Shear stress. So varies with respect to pressure force, variation of the velocity, pressure gradient, dou P by dou x, and also with respect to radius of the pipe. So if the radius of the pipe increases, shear force increases. That's why at the center of the, if the R is equal to 0, at the center of the shear stress is 0. And when at what point shear stress will be maximum? When small r is equal to capital R. That is when radius small r is equal to radius of the pipe, radius of the tube, shear stress is equal to 0. Sorry, shear is maximum, shear stress. At the wall of the pipe, shear stress, that is capital R by 2. At the center of the pipe, shear stress 0. Small r is equal to 0 at the center of the pipe. Okay, na? So shear stress is equal to minus dou P by dou x into R by 2. This is equation. Shear stress is equal to minus dou P by dou x into small r by 2. So here, so shear stress is proportional to pressure gradient and the radius of the pipe. When the radius of the pipe increases, shear stress increases. At the center, radius is small r is equal to 0. That's at center of the pipe, shear stress 0. And if you go to the upwards, at the wall of the pipe, shear stress is maximum. Small r is equal to capital R. That is radius. Capital R is the capital R is the radius of the pipe. When small r is equal to capital R, so shear stress is maximum. So the flow will occur only if the pressure gradient exists in the direction of flow. The flow will occur only if the pressure gradient exists in the direction of flow. So if there is pressure gradient, then only there is variation of pressure, high pressure. For example, if there is high pressure here, low pressure here, then only the flow occurs. So flow takes place from high pressure to low pressure. That's why flow will occur only if the pressure gradient means there is a decrease in pressure in the axial direction or in the x direction. So whenever the pressure gradient, then only there will flow occur. Negative sign indicates that pressure decreases in the direction of flow. If you observe this one here, pressure. Whenever fluid flowing like this, here maximum pressure and pressure decreases throughout the length of the here less pressure. Here also pressure decreases, slightly decreases. Like that, pressure decreases in the direction of the flow. So that's why negative sign indicates that the pressure decreases in the direction of flow. Like that, for any fluid flow, inside flow, that is internal flows here. So here, velocity analysis as well as temperature distribution, velocity distribution, temperature distribution by taking a tube, internal flows, fluid flow inside a pipeline, steam flow, example, hot water flow inside a pipeline or any other hot fluid. So inside a pipeline, for example, inside a tube, all the flows comes under internal flows. Internal flows. So like that, what is the equation for shear stress? Tau is equal to minus dou P by dou x into small r by 2. Where small r here, if you observe, this is a small r variation along the radius. Small r is the small r at any value of fluid element, radius of the fluid element. And here, the capital R is the radius of the pipe. Whenever small r is equal to 0, that is at center of the pipe, shear stress is equal to 0. Whenever small r becomes capital R, that is at the wall of the pipe, shear stress is maximum. Okay, na? Now, the equation tau is equal to minus dou P by dou x into R by 2. That is shear stress is equal to minus dou P by dou x, that is pressure gradient, into small r by 2, radius of the fluid element. Indicates that the shear stress varies linearly, because this is linear equation only. Minus dou P by dou x into R by 2. So shear stress, this shear stress distribution, velocity distribution. So shear stress varies linearly across the section. Shear stress varies linearly across the section. Its value, shear stress value, is 0 at the center of the pipe and maximum at the pipe wall. And maximum at the pipe here. Pipe wall means a small r is equal to capital R. The shear stress is maximum. Here also small r is equal to capital R. So shear stress is maximum. The maximum. So its value, maximum value, how do you calculate? Shear stress is 0 at the center of the pipe, and shear stress is maximum at the pipe wall. But what is the value of maximum shear stress? Shear tau naught, that is at y is equal to 0. Here y, we are changing from y is equal to 0 to y is equal to here capital R. In between there is small r. That's why y here 0, we are taking y at any distance from the wall of the pipe. So shear stress here at y is equal to 0, tau naught here, that is minus dou p by dou x, small r becomes capital R. That's the maximum value of the shear stress at the wall of the pipe, that is minus dou p by dou x into capital R by 2. So shear stress distribution like this inside the pipeline, shear stress varies linearly along the radius. Here shear stress is 0. Here shear stress is maximum. So shear stress increases from the center of the pipe to at the wall of the pipe. Similarly, in the bottom, in other direction also, shear stress at the center of the pipe, so shear stress is 0. At the wall of the pipe, shear stress is tau naught. Next, velocity distribution already given. Once the flow is stabilized, velocity u max, velocity maximum at the, because shear stress is 0, there is no stress, that's why velocity is high. So shear stress is at the shear stress 0, at the small r is equal to 0, at the center of the pipe, at the center of the pipe, shear stress 0. But whatever velocity, velocity is maximum. So at the center of the pipe, velocity is maximum. If you go in upward direction towards wall of the pipe, so towards wall of the pipe, so velocity decreases, and at the wall of the pipe, velocity is 0. Here velocity is 0. And similarly, from the center to this wall also, the velocity decreases and finally reaches the 0 value. And the distribution is parabolic in nature. That's why you have find out here shear stress equation. And similarly, you have to find out the velocity distribution equation also now. Okay, here y any distance from the wall of the pipe, small r, any radius from the center of the pipe, and capital R is the radius of the pipe. Shear stress distribution across the section of the pipe, and this is the velocity distribution across the section of the pipe. See, stress and velocity distribution across the section. Next, we have to find the equation for now velocity. Now, from Newton's law of viscosity, how do you find out shear stress? One equation, shear stress tau is equal to minus dou p by dou x into small r by 2. That is one equation for the pipeline flow. Other equation from the Newton's law of viscosity. How do you find out shear stress? Newton's law of viscosity, tau is equal to mu into du by dy. So tau is shear stress, mu is the dynamic viscosity. So du, so variation of velocity in the y direction, dy, any distance, small distance dy from y in the y direction, so y is equal to 0 to y is equal to y. At any value of y, dy is the small distance. In this equation, the distance is y is measured from the boundary. Here, y is measured from the boundary of the pipe. Here y is equal to 0 and y increases. Here y at any value of y, and here y becomes capital R. So here y is equal to 0, here y is equal to, at this center of the pipe, y is equal to capital R. Okay, that's why small y at any distance small y, that is capital R minus small r. So in this equation, the distance y is measured from the boundary of the pipe, from the boundary of the tube. The radial distance r is related to distance y by the relation. So from this, if you observe, y is equal to capital R minus small r. So y is equal to capital R minus small r. So differentiate both sides. So dy, differentiation of y dy is equal to, so capital R, That is the given radius of the radius given value. That is by taking the constant value. Constant value. R is constant. R is constant means the given value of radius of the pipe. That's why if you assume this is constant, so that is differentiation is 0. Minus dr, small r, that is variable. Vary along the in the y direction. So that's why, what about this differentiation of r dr? So therefore, if you differentiate both sides, left hand side, right hand side, so dy is equal to, this is differentiation 0 by assuming this is constant value, minus dr, differentiation of small r dr. So equating one becomes, therefore equation, this one equation becomes, therefore tau is equal to, what about dy value? Minus dr. That's why, therefore, from this relation, from the equation number 1, our equation 1 becomes tau is equal to mu into du divided by dy value minus dr. That's why finally, therefore, shear stress tau is equal to minus mu into du by dr. This equation 2, but this is equation for shear stress tau. So this is one equation for shear stress tau. What is the other equation for shear stress tau? So this is the equation. Shear stress tau is equal to minus dou p by dou x into small r by 2. Shear stress tau is equal to minus dou p by dou x into small r by 2. That's why, so this is one equation for shear stress tau. Other equation minus dou p by dou x into small r by 2. That's why comparing by equating or comparing the equations of shear stress tau, this minus mu into du by dr is equal to, and other equation for tau minus dou p by dou x into small r by 2. That's why this is the equation for tau, this is also equation for tau. By comparing the equations of shear stress tau, minus mu du by dr is equal to minus dou p by dou x into small r by 2. Okay, na? From this minus get cancelled. So from this relation, so du is equal to variation of velocity, du is equal to 1 by 2 into this mu. You take right hand side, 1 by 2 mu. This is constant, constant, 2 constant, and dou p by dou x into r. You take dr to the right hand side. That's why finally from this relation, so du, variation of velocity is equal to 1 by 2 mu into pressure gradient dou p by dou x into radius r into dr. So what are the variables here? Two variables, velocity and velocity varies along the radius. Velocity varies along the radius. That's why here velocity varies along the radius of the pipe. That's why two variables, variation of velocity with respect to radius dr. So two variables, du, u one variable, radius other variable. That's why by so separating the variables by integrating, then we got the equation for velocity distribution u. So integral of du is equal to 2 by 2 mu into dou p by dou x integral r dr. Here variation of velocity from u is equal to u0 to u equal to u free stream. At the y is equal to 0, velocity 0. At the center, u free stream. Similar radiation, radius r is equal to 0 to r is equal to capital R. So by integrating, so what is the integral? So therefore, u is equal to 1 by 4 mu because r square by 2. So r dr integral r square by 2. So 1 by 2 mu into 2, that's 1 by 4 mu. After integration, u is equal to, therefore u is equal to 1 by 4 mu dou p by dou x into r square plus c, constant of integration. Now we have to find the constant of integration. Okay, what is the boundary condition here? If you observe the diagram here, Yet, so radius, if you reach the from r, small r is equal to 0 to small r is equal to capital R. So radius is changing from 0 to capital R. That's why yet capital R is equal to small r is equal to capital R. What is the velocity here? Velocity is equal to 0. By taking that boundary condition, so yet small r is equal to capital R, u is equal to 0. Velocity is equal to 0. The velocity of flow equal to 0. Because pipe, there is friction, due to friction between the pipe surface and liquid layer, and the velocity is 0 at the pipe wall and reaches maximum at the center, at the pipe center. Okay na? That's why, so substitute this value in this. U is equal to 0. Therefore, 0 is equal to 1 by 4 mu into dou P by dou X into small r value, capital R, into substitute the small r value as capital R. That's why R square, capital R square plus C. From this, constant of integration C. Therefore, C is equal to constant of integration. C is equal to minus 1 by 4 mu into dou P by dou X into R square. Okay na? That is the constant of integration. So now what is the equation for velocity distribution? Therefore, U. Therefore, so U is equal to, substitute the value of C here. Therefore, U is equal to 1 by 4 mu into dou P by dou X into small r square plus C. C value, what is C value? Minus 1 by 4 mu into dou P by dou X into capital R square, capital R square. Now, therefore, U is equal to, now the velocity gradient. So take out velocity gradient. This is here velocity gradient, here also velocity gradient. Here 1 by 4 mu is there, here 1 by 4 mu is there. So take out common, minus 1 by 4 mu into dou P by dou X as common, and here R square, capital R square minus small r square. This is the final equation for velocity distribution. This is the velocity distribution equation. Velocity distribution equation. U is equal to minus 1 by 4 mu into dou P by dou X into capital R square minus small r square, where U is the velocity at any value of y. Mu is the dynamic viscosity. Mu is the dynamic viscosity. Dou P by dou X, pressure gradient, variation of pressure along the x direction and the positive x direction. So pressure is maximum, pressure is high at the entrance, and pressure decreases whenever the flow takes place. So pressure decreases in the direction of flow into capital R square minus small r square, where capital R is the radius of the pipe or tube. Small r is any radius at a given value of y. So the above equation shows that the velocity distribution curve is a parabola because r square. So that's why the velocity distribution curve is a parabola. If you observe this is a parabola, parabolic in nature. Velocity distribution curve is parabolic in nature. Okay na? So the above equation shows that the velocity distribution curve is parabola. So at what point the maximum velocity occurs? The maximum velocity occurs at the center of the pipe here. If you observe, maximum velocity occurs at center, that is small r is equal to 0. Small r is equal to 0. That's why the maximum velocity occurs at the center of the pipe, that is small r is equal to 0. What is the maximum velocity? How do you find it from this equation? Maximum velocity at the center of the pipe. Therefore, U max is equal to small r is equal to 0. Substitute small r is equal to 0 here. Then at the center of the pipe, velocity becomes maximum, and then maximum value U max is equal to minus 1 by 4 mu into dou P by dou X in small r value 0. That's why r square, capital R square. That's why maximum velocity value u max is equal to minus 1 by 4 mu into dou p by dou x into capital R square. But what is maximum shear stress? Maximum shear stress is equal to minus dou p by dou x into capital R by 2. Maximum velocity value minus 1 by 4 mu into dou p by dou x into r square. Okay, na? Now we have to arrive on the relationship between u by u max, between u and u max. For that, divide the equation A with the equation B. This is equation A, velocity distribution u. Equation B, u max value, and relation between velocity u and u max. So that will be u by u max. So divide equation A with equation B. So u by u max is equal to u value minus 1 by 4 mu into dou p by dou x into capital R square minus small r square divided by u max value minus 1 by 4 mu into dou p by dou x into capital R square. Capital R square. So 1 by 4 mu get cancelled, minus get cancelled, dou p by dou x get cancelled, and what will be there? R square, capital R square minus small r square divided by capital R square. So u by u max is equal to capital R square minus small r square divided by capital R square. From this, if simplify, so u by u max is equal to 1 minus small r square by capital R square. 1 minus small r square by capital R square. That is equal to 1 minus small r by capital R whole square. And if you write the equation from this also, u is equal to u max. So you 1 minus small r by capital R whole square. So that's why this is a relation between velocity at any given value of y in the y direction and u max. The relation between u by u max, that is equal to 1 minus r square by small r square by capital R square. So this equation is the most commonly used equation for laminar flow through pipes. This equation is most commonly used for laminar flow through pipes. The velocity distribution equation. This equation is velocity distribution equation. Velocity distribution equation. So velocity depends on u max. Depending upon u max, as a small r and capital R. And only velocity distribution. So depends upon the pressure gradient, capital R and small r. Okay, na? Like that. So this is a velocity distribution equation in a tube flow. Internal flow, this comes under internal flows. So external flows completed in a syllabus, 4th unit, second topic. First topic, internal flows, that is completed. Second topic, internal flows. First topic, external flows, that is completed. Flow on a flat plate, flow on a outside surface of the cylinder. And next, second topic, that is internal flows. Internal flow, tube flow, pipeline flow, like that. Again, here also there is a velocity distribution and temperature distribution inside the flow takes place, how the velocity varies, how the temperature varies, and what is the equation for velocity, like that. So this is also internal flows, also important. Third topic, flow on a vertical plate. Natural convection or vertical plate. This is forced convection. This is forced convection only in a tube. Forced convection consists of two topics, that is external flows, internal flows. So external flows completed, this is internal flow. Today we complete one class. So again, tomorrow we'll discuss some temperature distribution. Okay, na? So velocity distribution, this is a velocity distribution equation. U max value, this is U max value, and shear stress, maximum shear stress is equal to minus dou p by dou x in small r by 2. Maximum shear stress minus dou p by dou x in capital R by 2. And velocity distribution u is equal to minus 1 by 4 mu into dou p by dou x into capital R square minus small r square. And u max is equal to minus 1 by 4 mu dou p by dou x into capital R square. So that's all for today. Any doubt? So only 55 students are joining. What about other students? So this is very, very bad on your part. So all of you ask your friends to join. Complete list of students to be joined. Okay, that's all for today. I'm closing. Any doubt?